Hello and welcome back to the course. In this tutorial, we are going to transform into the dragon and we will drive all the animations and programming from the previous lesson. Let's drag and drop the dragon into the scene just to make sure everything works properly. And also to see what we've done so far. So I'm going to press Alt and S to simulate. Okay, looks great. I'm going to delete the dragon now. Now let's continue programming. Open the player character. Now we need the location. Where do you want to spawn the dragon? Now let's add arrow component. Just as a reminder, these are lightweight. You can add as many as you like. And name it dragon spawn location. So it's going to stay in the middle of the player character. So we are going to spawn the dragon here and we are going to hide this mesh. Make sure it's independent component, so it's not under this, for example, or under something else. Okay, now let's go to the event graph. Now let's go where we are finishing the camera rotation, if you remember. We are pressing the button and we are rotating this camera. It's coming from the front. So we have to start programming from the finished over here. And we don't want to clutter the code. We don't want to make a lot of blueprints over here. Instead, we're going to use something very smart. I'm going to put this on the side. And let's right click and type custom event. And simply type dragon transformed. Now we are going to put this on the side. And we are going to do the programming from this node. And simply we're going to call this node to drive all the code from here. So right click, dragon transformed. So I can put this like this. Now everything we're going to do in this custom event is going to fire after this. So double click and let's start programming from here. Now first thing you need to do, let's call another custom event. So this is going to be for the timer. And type spawn dragon. So from here type set timer by event. And we're going to activate this timer immediately after the animation of the camera. So we want after 5 seconds. Immediately clear this timer. Now since we want to show and hide the character accordingly, let's create another custom event and let's put it close to this over here. If you remember, here we are switching the cameras. Now underneath, let's right click and type custom event and type show / hide character. So you want to get the mesh. So you want to get this character mesh. So we need this, and drag and drop, and from here, set hidden in game. Now if this is checked, it's going to be hidden, and if it's unchecked, it's going to be not hidden. So the way to handle this properly, get this pin and put it in the custom event, select the custom event, and on the right side, you can name it hide. Now if you compile and save, you can simply call this custom event. So show hide character. And if you check, it's going to be hidden. If you unchecked, it's going to be not hidden. Okay, now let's get this custom event and bring it here. So we want to hide our character and we want to launch it in the air. You can right click and type launch character. So this is the function made within the engine. Now we want to check this and we want to throw the character in the air for maybe 2000 units. And now we want to spawn the dragon we have created before. So get the spawn dragon location. And from here, spawn actor from class. Now we need to split the transform. So from the arrow, get world location. Because it's a location. And we need for the rotation. So get world rotation. Now since the dragon is very large when it spawns, let's lower it down to maybe 0.7. But if you want the dragon to be very big, you can leave it to 1. Let's compile and save. We have an error because we didn't assign the dragon here. Open this up, type dragon. So dragon skeleton is our dragon. Now compile and save. The error is gone. Now we need later on, when we decide, when it's time, to destroy this actor. Now I'm going to put this code on the side. It's going to be cluttered soon. So instead of casting, get the return value and type is invalid. We're going to use this question mark. Now instead of promoting it to variable, we don't want to clutter the project with unnecessary variables. Instead, we're going to use the same technique like the timer. So we're going to call a custom event and simply type destroy dragon. Now this is not going to do anything unless you specifically call this custom event. So it's very lightweight and it's very safe to stay like this. Instead of creating variables and increase the project's performance and size, this is much better and safer option. So we are checking if this dragon is still in the game. If it is, if it's valid, you can get from the return value and type destroy actor and connect to the valid. Now every time you want to destroy the dragon, simply call this custom event. Now we are spawning the dragon, but it's not going to be connected to the player. Now let's do that. Just put this on the side. Now from the return value, type attach actor to actor. Now the parent is going to be self, so right click and type self. So why self? Because this is the character, the third person character. It's going to be self, the parent actor, to this new actor. And we need to keep world to all of this. Let's put this a bit down to make it more clear. And let's compile and save. Now let's test to see what's going to happen. I'm going to play the game. I'm going to press the button to use the spell.
Ready to fly.
Now we still have work to do. That's why we have some glitches. Now let's go back to the character. First, the dragon was spawned in a weird position, and that's because of the arrow. So if you select the dragon spawn arrow location, you see this is the arrow. Now let's change the color quickly. Maybe yellow so we can see it clearly. Now because of the different rotation of the pivot point of the dragon, that's why it's not spawning properly. Now get the arrow, simply rotate to the right, so minus 90. And now it should be good. Now let's try again.
Ready to fly.
Okay, for now it's good. Now let's fix the other glitches. So now we have to stop the jump. So we have 2000 units in the air. So maybe in half a second, we need to stop the jump. The way to do that is to create another custom event and timer. Now instead of doing it after this, I'm going to simply detach this. I'm going to put it on the side like this. So let's custom event and type dragon jumps. And from here set timer. And we're going to continue the rest of the code. I'm doing this just for the sake of readability, because if I do it over here, I'm going to clutter the code even more. So this is better for readability. So after half a second, let's make some more space. We want to clear the timer, obviously. So get the character movement and simply disable movement. So if you hover, it says make movement impossible, sets movement mode to move none. So this is going to stop the character in the air. And let's get this rotation and allocation of the arrow, put it up, so it's much cleaner like this. Now in half a second, we need to see the dragon stops in the air.
Ready to fly.
Okay, looks much better now. Now here's some camera clipping. Now let's see why is that. Let's select the ulti spell camera boom and disable the collision test. So this way the camera won't clip. Now let's test it out again.
Ready to fly.
Okay, it's working. Back to the code. Next, what we need to do is to transform back to our character and we'll reset the ultimate. But we can do this in the next lesson. We want to call custom event and type ultimate finishes. Actually, ultimate finished. And from here, set timer by event. Connect it with this. So after a lot of testing, the best matching is after 6.8 seconds. We want to go back to our character and to reset the ultimate. But for now, let's just clear this timer. Let's simply give it a small test. Let's unhide the character and let's kill the dragon with this. So right click and destroy dragon. Let's see what's going to happen.
Ready to fly.
Okay, works perfectly fine. Alright everyone, I hope you've learned something new in today's lesson. In the next tutorial, we're going to transform back to our character and we'll reset the ultimate so we can cast it again. Thank you and see you in the next tutorial.